Hey guys, what's going on? It's Wash with Soap, and here I have some Black Ops 2 information, or this is the trailer. This is their official release trailer. On top of that, this is going to be a breakdown. So I'll link in the description to the real trailer, so you can get the full effect of the audio and everything. But for now, I'm going to have it muted unless I think something important is said or whatever. But first things first, June 19th, 2025. Obviously important because that is when it is expected. FPS Russia said 10 to 15 years. Here we go. 2025, that's 13 years from now. This is the date of this interview. So remember, June 19th or 06/19/25. So he says some not so important stuff, but you see him in his wheelchair, whatnot, talking, babbling on and on. But right after he's done telling us whatever, you can see two things. 07/23/86. This is what I believe is the date of Black Ops. I'll release another more in-depth trailer, but real quick, there you go. That was the date Black Ops 1 took place, I believe. Next, down here you got another thing going, which is interesting because it's going to change. So 2025 again, but 08/10/20. It looks like maybe 25 though, to keep with the theme. So there you got another thing going up here. 07/25/25. Again, that's a month later than the interview. Next, this changes to 06/12/25. This is, again, I said it changed. This is 7 days before the interview, a week. I don't know if that's important, but you already know this game is about it's going to be in between a month or so. Following that, we have this. This is the first image we're really brought to from in-game that's other than the interview. However, this is not, I'm going to say it right now, this is not a part of the game, unless it's, some rich guy or whatever, because this seems to be, this is a commercial jet or a commercial airplane, I believe. Just the way it's painted, the way it looks, the way, it's given off. But this is an offshore rig or house or building or whatever. You can see that. So this just lands, whatnot, not so much spectacular stuff. But again, you can see this is just a building. It might be a fancy rich person's hotel or whatever. But again, especially with this logo right here, I'm just going to say that this is not a part of the multiplayer. It's definitely, if anything, a part of the campaign, but it might be unrelated just to get you that futuristic feel. Real quick, I passed up this real quick, but right here, you have the quadrotor. I think this says Charlene right here. I don't think that has any significance, just to add to the army kind of feel, but this is the exact one we saw in FPS Russia's video that was built by Tacitus, which was a big deal. Anyhow, though, quadrotor, we've seen it many times before. Here we go again. Moving on to this. You see what seems to be a person's face, but I'll try to remember to point it out later in the video. It might just be the glare, because in the next time we see this, it doesn't look like there's a person's face here. Anyhow, though, this looks like a big tank. 4 legs, you got one right here, and you'll see it kind of walks around. Next thing, another quadrotor. These are a big deal in the game, obviously. And then some kind of nuclear warhead, I'm going to assume. It might be being launched from that place we saw. This looks like a giant ring that was on the outside. Anyhow, though, next thing, look at this jet I just passed. If you look at the form factor of it, it goes like this. So you can assume the other side is like that, obviously. Just remember that. I'm going to point it out in a little bit. Next thing, the whole idea of this Black Ops 2 is the enemy overtook our robot drones or whatever. So they're using them as suicide bombing tools or whatever. Next, this is the airship that I'm going to show you in a little bit, the heads-up display or whatever, but you see it's a drop ship, kind of Osprey gunner, it looks like, just futuristic with these jet engines or whatever on the side. More quadrotors. This is the third or fourth time we've seen it in the trailer, and we're not even halfway through. Here it is. Here's the heads-up display. This is what I believe is from that futuristic Osprey gunner. There's a few things you're going to see. Up on the D-pad, gives you a quad rotor. To the left is going to give you some kind of, this looks like a drivable tank. Right on the D-pad is going to give you two, like, what are they? Not AT-ATs, but the chicken walkers or whatever from Star Wars. And then following that, it looks like boosters or something. You have 5 of them, and that's going to be assigned to down on the arrow pad. Followed by that, you have tap LB to shield follow or something, squad follow maybe. Under that, it says click LB all follow, I believe. And again, I can't really read it regardless, even if I hit play and whatnot. But that is definitely the display for it. Also, before this said 28, now it goes to 27. This might be the time in the kill streak. I'm really hoping that is the time in the kill streak. If this is a kill streak, that would be so cool. But it's going to be really high because obviously you get to drop these to your teammates too. To continue that, you have this thing on his wrist. It's not very important. It doesn't seem there's anything important. But again, it says May 3rd right here. May 3rd, 2025. Again, kind of a big deal. It's now we know it's about in between 2-3 months. That's all that I really was able to pull from that, though. It doesn't say a location, or I can't at least read it right there. But there you have that. Followed by that is this. This is just some mumbo jumbo. It might be in the in the campaign, but just to add to the futuristic feel and understanding of the game. Here's that thing I said, the chicken walker from Star Wars. You got the 2 turrets on each side, and then what looks like, if you kind of did like a black and white, this would be a different color from this, which is what we were able to see in that last image. Then this is the tank that I mentioned before, the drivable drone one that was assigned to the right on the D-pad. More quadrotors. This is like the 7th or 8th time. But notice, the mouth of the dropship is open, the quadrotors fell out, and they're about to fly away. So that again adds to my idea they're dropping out. Here it looks like you're in a tank or something. I'm using my mouse. I'm using my mouse to point this out just so you can see. But right here it looks like you're in one of those tanks, like the 4-legged tanks. And you're just looking out. But the next thing that I did want to point out, what is this? This giant ship, we haven't seen this anywhere. And obviously it's not doing good for whoever's in this tank. Some more drones, but these aren't really anything else we've seen in the video. They're the suicide bomber kind of drones, but not much. They don't seem very important the way they're displayed. Here's those jets I was talking about. I said remember the form factor of these. These have wings, however, or tail tips, whatever you want to say. So I don't know if there's something different or what. Quadrotors, maybe the 10th time. Very important in the game. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But on top of that, you have these tanks again. Like I said, the chicken walkers, but it looks like they have wheels. Next, this is the other one I said. Just pointing that out again. He says some more mumbo jumbo when they take the keys or whatever. Right here. This was on blackops.com, blackops2.com. Sorry. And this was one of the early released images. This is a Reaper, I think. Ali did a video covering it and said exactly what it was before. But it has, I don't know, it was a futuristic kind of thing. You'll see it again real quick right here. This is how it looks. I believe it's a Reaper, but obviously it's unmanned. There's no windshield or anything here. And then remember, I'm pointing out that it's a Reaper. On top of that, Los Angeles. I don't know who else is going to catch this, but here you go. This is Los Angeles. Remember where it's being released tonight? The trailer is in Los Angeles. All that stuff. The coordinates that were released early. Los Angeles. Evacuation. You might not see it clearly right there, but I'll point it out again in a little bit. Here we have an image of what seems to be people from the Middle East rallying together. This seems to be like an old mosque or something like that. But you got these kind of like head turban things going on, which is popular in the Middle East, especially in Egypt. Here you go again. Evacuate route. It seems cars can go this way, but they can't go this way. They can go in, but they can't come out. So there's that. Here, this is the ship I was talking about. This one has wings too, unlike the very first one, but this is the heads-up display. Whether this is just in campaign or multiplayer, I don't know, but it'll be really, really cool if they implement this into the multiplayer. We'll see how that goes, though. Again, just another really cool something. Obviously, you'll be flying it, though. First-person view. In a sec, it shifts to the third-person view of that ship. But first, let's look at this pistol. It looks like this is the magazine, maybe, or this is how it works, like a mag pull, something like that. But you have a futuristic pistol there. It looks like a futuristic, like USP 45. Don't quote me on that, but that might be what it is. As far as weapons go, this one doesn't seem very futuristic. It seems just like a regular assault rifle, but just a new kind of look. Continuing on, not a whole lot. Seems like they used the same 3 guns throughout the whole trailer so far. And you have an M16. Again, not very futuristic, though. Following that, explosions, same gun. The dropship, like we've seen so many times, but real quick back here, they just played it for just a second right here. 50mm auto. On top of that, it says I think that says recording. That's what it's going to stand for, but you're obviously shooting something right here. This is where it's shooting. 50mm auto. That's a big it's not like a 50 cal like a deagle, but it's a big missile kind of thing, or it's a small bomb, but it's stone explosive. Next, you see the jet from the back view. Right here. I don't know if you can switch between first and third person, but there's that option. I think that'd be really cool to see them implement into the game. Just a scene. This might be the scene where you almost die and then don't, like Call of Duty is very famous for. But then you see here some terrorist-looking people, and again in quadrotors for the 10th time, maybe 15th time. I really have no idea. I've lost count, but they are very important, obviously. Next, man, I click pause, but you're riding horses in the desert. Again, Middle East, I think. But you obviously right here, first person view of a horse. That is what's making me think that there are going to be so many more things you can drive or ride in the game, which would be so cool. I don't think this is going to be multiplayer though, because doing that would be probably much too difficult. Either way though, going to be really cool. You're going to definitely be riding horses in Black Ops 2. To continue that, there's not a whole lot of other stuff, but there's some more scenes. Here's this. You just saw you're riding horses, but we've seen this thing a few times now. Not a whole lot going on. Some epic action and whatever. Again, the view from that ship. Quadrotors. 20th time maybe. Anyhow, though, again, the futuristic pistol. Horses, again, riding through a tunnel. Which I assume just by the tumbleweed and the rocks and the color scheme of everything, it is, again, in the desert, Middle East, something like that. Ship blowing up, not important, but here, it doesn't really say a whole lot. It says 5 here and something that you can't see very well. Hi. I'm thinking this is the Reaper that I pointed out earlier, the unmanned Reaper. Here it looks like here's some crashed silos, and here's 2 that are still standing, but again, in the mountainous area, I assume, of the Middle East. So far, quadrotors, 20th time, 21st, 22nd time, whatever. We've seen them plenty more than enough in this trailer. But there you go. There's your trailer. It says the future is black. Please like the video, rate the video. I'll have a more in-depth one if there is a more in-depth thing, but this is the stuff I noticed right off the bat. Hopefully there will be some more cool information going on, but there's the first look. Thanks, guys. Please like the video, subscribe, comment, and everything for Black Ops 2 coverage. Again, have a great